I don't know about you, but for me, one of the most intimidating things can be when people use big, complex words and ideas and strategies, and they don't really break it down for you. Oftentimes, I'm in meetings where I'm like, do you guys know what they're talking about? Because I'm a little lost and no one else is saying anything, so I'll just sit here quietly. I'm gonna act like I know what's going on. I'm really lost. And at the same token, there's nothing more powerful than a speaker. From my experiences, often a man or a woman of God, taking these complex thoughts and breaking them down in what I like to say are bite-sized. They're deliverable, easy to intake, easy to digest ideas. The greatest leaders that we've ever had in our world have been men and women who've been able to take very complex situations, very complex problems, and give these very simple solutions, to deliver it in a way that normal people could take this in and could apply those ideas, could apply those principles, could support those strategies. Hebrews tells us in chapter 13 and verse 16 to not neglect to do good and share what you have, for such sacrifices are pleasing to God. We even have this example that comes from Matthew chapter 13 that says that Jesus spoke to the people in parables, these short stories. He would share these complex principles, these big ideas about a God that only the Pharisees and Sadducees knew about. Jesus steps into the scene and takes these complex thoughts and he breaks them down into simple, everyday terms that people understood. They were shocked, they were blown away, they were attracted to how this man spoke with power, because he took these very complex thoughts and put them in a way that men and women could digest them. They could take them in. And the Bible tells us in Hebrews that we are to not neglect in doing good by sharing all that we have. Of course, we should share in the material things, the financial things that we've gathered, but you have something even greater than that. You have life lessons, life things, life experiences that you have been through that have taught you stuff. They've taught you stuff about you. They've taught you stuff about people, about life circumstances. They've often taught us things about the God that we serve. And those things are worth their weight in gold. That we are not only to share of the financial and materialistic things that we've gathered, but we are to share of those life experiences. That you have been through something that could encourage someone else, could empower someone else to reach down deep and to grab their own resources to push through, to come out victorious, to be delivered, to walk in joy and hope of life. You have those experiences. What have you been through that you should be sharing? One of the greatest things we've ever done here at Home Church is to go through that series called Story, to tap in to the power of our story, to see the potential, the redeeming power that lays inside of the story that you have that you should be sharing. We've been commanded to share that story. And when you sacrifice, when you make the intentional decision to share what's inside of you, to be brave, to share that with others, that pleases God. I don't know about you, but I want to please Him. I want to be in such relationship that the things I do are pleasing to Him. And He sets the example with Jesus Christ. He sets the example by sharing all of these complex thoughts, all of these complex principles of God through short story, through parables, through saying it in a way that people could intake it, digest it, and take it home with them. Because when we can digest information, when we can place it down inside of us, we can then apply it in other areas of our lives. And we want to apply the principles of the lessons that you've learned in your life. What are you sharing? Who should you be sharing it with? Look for opportunities. Be intentional. Let's please God by sharing those things that are inside of us. Be brave. You have it in you. Share your story. Come keep hanging out with us as we continue to walk through this series called Next and look at the next steps after the Resurrection Sunday. As always, God bless you.